Well, hello everyone. I hope your new year is off to a really great start. This week, we are in the second week of our series entitled This is Water. Once again, we're looking at the subject of our identity in Christ. And so before we get into the recap and the questions, a couple of announcements that Nick and Sarah wanted me to pass along for you to mention in your groups. Number one, men, don't forget that Recon is coming up. This is our Vista Men's retreat. It's coming up on the 28th and 29th of January. It'll be here at the Vista building this year. We'll have sessions on Friday night, and then you'll return. We'll have breakfast and some sessions and some stuff going on Saturday morning as well. So men, don't forget to sign up. We're going to have a lot of fun. Hope you'll be there. And then ladies, our women's Bible studies are starting back up the week of January 31st. So make sure you get registered and signed up for those. You will not want to miss the study this semester. I hear it's going to be a really, really good study. So ladies, don't forget to sign up for that. All right. Again, this week, week 2 of This is Water, looking at our identity again. And so the big ideas were that rightly understanding and living out of our identity is foundational to our Christian lives. That's why we're spending several weeks on this subject. It's really, really important. Our identity as humans starts with the fact that we are created in the image of God. We're distinct from the rest of creation with special dignity, value, and worth. Since God created us and made us in His image, then our identity is not something that we find or discover by looking within ourselves. It is something that He alone gives to us. All of humanity is either in Christ and therefore children of God, or they are outside of Christ, and what Ephesians 2 says is they're children of wrath. Those are kind of the two options there. And then finally, even as children of God, we still often struggle with living out of our identity in Christ. And I mentioned two specific reasons. One is that we're often trying to work for our identity rather than from it. And then number 2 is that we're often just not very good at abiding in Christ. And so we looked at a couple of texts that talk about that. All right, so those are kind of the highlights, the big ideas this week. Some questions that you can discuss in your groups. Questions 1 and 2 are always the same. What was most interesting or encouraging to you this week in the sermon? Question number 2, what was most challenging or raised some further questions for you this week from the sermon? Question number 3, and as is usual, my questions are often kind of multi-layered, but question 3, why do you think rightly understanding and living out of our identity is so foundational to our Christian lives? And then, why is looking within yourself, like a lot of people do, why is looking within yourself to discover or find your identity so problematic? I mentioned a couple of reasons in the sermon, and you as a group can kind of discuss those, or maybe some other reasons why sort of looking within yourself to find your own identity can be problematic. And then question number 4, what does it mean to abide in Christ? What are some things you have implemented in your life that have helped you abide in Christ? And then, take some time and discuss the specific ways in which those practices or habits have aided you or helped you in doing so. It may be helpful for others in your group to hear how you do that. It may be beneficial for them. The action step this week is to consider what step you personally may need to take this year to do a better job of abiding in Christ in 2022. And so take some time and consider those steps. So that's all we've got for you this week. Again, I hope you're enjoying the series so far. I'm excited about this year and where we're going, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.